Hello everybody, Josh12 back here again with a brand new video for today, and today I'm here to talk all things Dragon Ball Super. Yes, I know I've been talking a lot about Dragon Ball in my recent reprisal to YouTube, but damn, today was a good day to be alive, and alive as a Dragon Ball fan. Well folks, if you haven't heard, there's something called a Broly movie we know what's happening, let's stop beating around the bush. Basically, San Diego Comic-Con is upon us, it's here, it's doing a whole bunch of stuff. Toei Animation came by, did a whole Dragon Ball tour, and various other things that have to deal with Toei Animation that really is whatever, who cares. The point is, the Dragon Ball Super movie trailer officially came out today, and it was phenomenal. And considering all the other trailers I've been seeing recently, especially with the advent of fucking San Diego Comic-Con, I really needed a good trailer to really make me feel better. And this trailer for the newest movie that's coming out this December in Japan and January of 2019 in the States was freaking phenomenal. I can't hide it. It was really freaking badass. We can love and hate and bitch and moan about all things Dragon Ball Super and all things Broly, but let's face facts. This trailer was awesome, and if you feel different, then I can't help you in this world. Please move on. This is probably not going to be the trailer thought piece video for you. And I have to say this, if you are, as a hardcore fan of the series, was really disappointed with Dragon Ball Super ending very soon and abruptly, and all the key animators and everybody involved in the production of Dragon Ball Super moving off the series to work on the movie, well, don't feel too bad, because that was probably the best decision that Toei Animation could do regarding Dragon Ball Super, because as much as I like the series and have a love-hate relationship with it, I completely agree with the idea of leaving that project to work on the movie, because the way the movie's looking so far with just the trailer alone, wow. I love this trailer. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I thought it was really phenomenal. Let's get into the trailer itself. I want to break it down for everybody and give my thoughts on everything that goes down in this trailer, because it was amazing. First things first, the overall trailer has two things going on simultaneously. We have a spaceship heading towards Earth, and of course monologues by Whis and talking to Goku, and Goku having his own monologue talking about good old-fashioned Goku things, which is he wants to get stronger, he wants to become more powerful. And for those of you who are wondering the time placement of this movie in comparison to the series, well, the Dragon Ball Super movie is taking place directly after the events of the Tournament of Power. If you didn't know that, there you go. Now, moving off of that, there's a whole bunch of shots that take place afterwards. We get shots of Piccolo, Beerus, Bulma, obviously, who's featured here and there, multiple Frieza Force characters, and of course we get to the creme de la creme, Goku and Vegeta meeting Broly for the very first time. And yes, this is indeed the very first time, considering this Broly movie is completely disconnected from the previous installments of the Broly franchise, if you want to call it that. So this Broly, although may or may not share qualities and attributes of the previous Broly character, this is a completely different version. This is a Broly that's gone through the truest of Akira Toriyama filters, if you will. But nonetheless, Goku and Vegeta meet up with Broly. We get to see Paragus. We get to see Broly fights one after another. Vegeta versus Broly. Frieza versus Broly. Goku versus Broly. Everybody's fighting Broly, and every single individual battle is just more and more badass than the other. They're all amazing. They're all phenomenal, and they all look top-notch. I need to find a dictionary to come up with some more synonyms. I need to find some more words that can truly define better than just saying phenomenal and awesome multiple times. So yeah, Broly has reached Goku and Vegeta, and of course everything goes to hell as these characters battle. We get to see what is most interesting about the trailer, at least in my opinion, are flashback sequences. Saiyan characters meeting. We get to see what I'm guessing is Saiyan characters being studied or born, so to speak, and I'll touch upon my speculation on all this later in the video, but nonetheless we get a lot of Saiyan stuff. And of course the trailer climaxes with Goku versus Broly, but Broly unleashing his, and I don't know if they're going to change it for the movie, but for all intents and purposes, his legendary Super Saiyan form. Wow. This is the most demonic, badass transformation that any villain has ever made in the series, and the most intimidating simultaneously, artistically, visually. It's just phenomenal. If you thought Broly, at least visually, was badass in the movies prior, this takes a whole nother level of epicness. And of course, That's pretty much it. That's the entire trailer. Now, first off, let's talk about the look of the trailer itself, the movie. Hands down, this is probably going to end up being the greatest and most beautiful looking Dragon Ball movie in the history of ever. It's that good looking. It's so great. I love everything about it. The artistic choices I really enjoy. Some people didn't like it when they first saw the teaser trailer. I like the fact that they're trying to do something different with Dragon Ball and that property, because let's face facts, we've seen the way it's been done for many years now, and some people were finding it stale. So the fact that they were doing something different, trying to do throwbacks to the more nostalgic eras of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Plus, I also enjoy, like, just everything when it comes down to the art, the animation, the CGI, the lighting, the color palette. Everything blends together perfectly, in my opinion. For me and my personal taste and what I find enjoyable, entertaining, and what I think is great and good, this trailer delivers. The lighting is great. I love, especially in this one shot where you see these new mysterious Saiyan characters, but the lighting is amazing. The color palette is amazing. The yellow, the way, every single color that is used in this trailer, from the yellows to Broly's greens to Frieza's purple and gold, Goku's Super Saiyan blue, is like the way Super Saiyan blue, I've never been a huge fan of that transformation. The way it looks and flows and lights up has to be the best way possible that you can ever see these characters transformed. And the action, obviously, Dragon Ball will always have the staple that is the high intense action set pieces, and they definitely deliver. And you can obviously tell that's a major staple, not only with the franchise, but with the trailer alone, because they tell you right in the titles, Vegeta versus Broly, Frieza versus Broly, Goku versus Broly, it's just insanity in the best way possible. Broly looks amazing, love or hate him, but this is an entirely different character. So, for at least in my perspective, I'm viewing the character in a completely new light. I'm going to view him as a new character, so I'm going to completely distance his history, his lore, and everything that came with him in the past, and just look at him as a completely new movie character. And of course, seeing as how this is connected, a new main story villain. So yeah, that's the way I'm personally going to see it. I hope a lot of other fans too, because it would really suck when it comes down to the anticipation for this movie and people being like, oh, Broly, ugh. Like, it's a brand new character. Sure, this character obviously shares pretty obvious qualities and traits from the previous Broly, but this is a completely different character, and that's the way I'm going to view him. And he really is impressive. He's strong, he's powerful, he's intimidating, and without even saying anything realistically, I can just tell that Broly, at least in this movie, I believe in what Akira Toriyama said. When he said in his comments that this is going to be an entirely different character, I'm paraphrasing obviously, but when he said that, he did so much different things to make him more interesting, I believe in that, and I hope that delivers in the movie. And based off the trailer, even though Broly doesn't technically say anything, I feel that. I get the vibes, the tone that they're going for. This is a different Broly. It's a brand new character. And he just, I don't know, there's characteristics about him that, maybe it's just the vibe and the tone of the trailer, but I just get that feeling that he's just different, that he's more interesting. There's just subtle hints, even in the design of the character, that make him feel a little bit more interesting than his previous movie counterpart. But yeah, other than that, action looks amazing. Everything about the art, animation, CGI, color palette, lighting especially. The lighting I just love so much. But with that being said, let's get into some speculation here for a second. Now, we get to see some sequences of could end up being flashbacks of Broly's history and maybe the Saiyan history, but let's just go frame by frame of the specific flashback shots in this speculation portion of the trailer video. This frame right here, I hate to say it out loud, kind of giving me some Dragon Ball Minus vibes. Sorry, I know, people, it's like saying Lord Voldemort's fucking name. I know you can't say it out loud because people, especially in this fandom and community, despise Dragon Ball Minus, but tell me you look at that shot and it doesn't give you that vibe. I don't know if Bardock is technically going to make some form of appearance in this movie, but when I look at this shot, it just looks like it's extremely reminiscent of the shots in the Dragon Ball Minus chapter where Bardock and Gine, or Gine, whichever way you want to pronounce her name, the mother and father of Goku, sent him to Earth. Obviously, a lot of fans were not a huge fan of that part of the story, but nonetheless, when I look at this shot, it looks like that. Could it be a flashback of Goku's pre-history? Could that be just baby Broly? Or maybe just another character we don't really know about? Possible, but when I look at this shot, shot, it gives me that vibe. So I'm sorry to point it out, but that's just all I can say on that front. And of course, moving off of that, we get to see some more shots of possible flashbacks, possible present time, but we see Saiyan babies in these pods. Once again, kind of giving me Dragon Ball Minus vibes. In Dragon Ball Minus, which of course, if you have no idea what Dragon Ball Minus is, brief history, Dragon Ball Minus is a one-shot chapter, a part of the Jocko Galactic Patrolman manga that Akira Toriyama, series creator, made up. It was pretty much like a gag manga that Toriyama did, and then in the later half of that series, he decided to tie it into to the Dragon Ball series for some reason, and basically it's a prequel to Dragon Ball, and it shares a brief chapter titled Dragon Ball Minus, where we get to see a brief reimagining of the Bardock special. It's nowhere near as good as the Bardock special for obvious reasons, and a lot of fans panned that chapter, but nonetheless, this gives me vibes from that, because in that chapter, we see when Bardock decides to send Goku to Earth, we see a shot of Gine getting him, and he's still in a pod. He's in this watery tube where he's been for apparently like 3 years or something, and that shot kind of gave us, the viewers and readers, the implication that maybe Saiyan babies were not really birthed, very similar to just normal genetics, human genetics, but maybe they were conceived in tubes, conceived in pods, that they were genetically engineered or something. So this is definitely giving me that vibe. Maybe one of them is Broly, maybe another is Goku, who knows, but we definitely see multiple babies in these pods / tubes. And possibly one of them is a baby Broly, which I'm guessing because we see the same shot twice in the trailer. So I'm guessing one of them has to be a baby Broly. Was Broly, as a child, genetically engineered to be more powerful than the average Saiyan? It sounds a little Captain America-esque when I say it that way, but I don't know, I'm kind of getting that vibe. Maybe he was a mutant, maybe he's an X-Men, I don't know. The point is, this is definitely very intriguing, and I can't wait to see how this mystery gets unsolved in the movie itself. Hopefully it's not as stupid as baby Goku crying and Broly getting pissed off for all of eternity. And of course, the last major flashback is obviously two Saiyans excavating a damaged Saiyan pod in the middle of nowhere in some form of desert. Very interesting stuff. I don't know what to say about this. Is it present day? Is it a flashback? Who was in the Saiyan pod? Who are these Saiyans? Are these Universe 6 characters? The Universe 7 characters? There's a lot of questions here, but I don't know. For some reason, I get the feeling that this has to be a flashback because the rural background that we see looks very familiar and reminiscent of the rural background of the Tuffle planet prior to it becoming Planet Vegeta. If you go back and look at the flashbacks from Dragon Ball Z and they showed like the history of the Saiyans briefly there, the backgrounds look very reminiscent of Planet Vegeta, or, you know, the planet of the Tuffles, or Planet Plant, or the planet where the Saphirians are. You know, whatever you want to call it, whatever title you want to reference them as. Basically, I'm getting very much vibes from that, so I'm guessing this has to be a flashback back on the Saiyan planet. And who are these characters? I don't really know, but we'll find out. And of course, once again, it ends with a baby Saiyan in a tube. Is it Goku? Is it Broly? Is it someone entirely different? There's a lot of mysteries to unfold, and I'm just saying stuff at this point in time. But nonetheless, I love this trailer. I thought it was amazing. In my personal opinion, this has to be, and I might be hyping it way too much, but screw it. I'm just going to put it out there. This is the first ever Dragon Ball trailer that's truly felt cinematic to me. Dragon Ball has produced a lot of trailers, none of them really that great, in my opinion. Some of them are great in the moment, but as time goes on, they just really don't hold up the mustard, so to speak. I think the only trailer that stuck with me that really felt cinematic and amazing is probably the first ever teaser trailer that we got for Battle of Gods. If you remember back in the day when they released the first ever teaser trailer and they did like this CGI, almost like Man of Steel looking kind of teaser trailer with Goku and this 360, that was amazing. It was cinematic, it looked great, none of that CGI was really prevalent in the movie, but nonetheless, it still looked great. This is the trailer that truly felt like a cinematic adventure that I want to be a part of. So yeah, this trailer, I liked it, I loved it, it was amazing, and hands down the best trailer I've seen so far from Comic-Con. But nonetheless, that's pretty much my official thoughts on this trailer and everything that went down in it. I like Broly, I like the way Goku and Vegeta are looking, I love this new art style. I hope you enjoyed my personal thoughts on the Dragon Ball Super movie titled Dragon Ball Super Broly, and that's pretty much it for my thoughts. Subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already, I'd really appreciate that, and this has been John 12.